Hey, it's SLVRDLLR, and this is March of the Living. Alright, March of the Living is a roguelike taking place in a zombie apocalypse world. Basically, it's inspired by FTL, Faster Than Light. So, if you played that game, you will sort of immediately get this game, or like its game style and concept. If you've never played FTL, the genre or the style might be a little bit new to you, but basically you start out as this one guy. You can build your group up to 6 people, and you sort of traverse this large world that you saw on that map with all those lines on it. And each time you sort of move to a new point, you expend resources, so like food. You get tired and sleepy, you run into zombies, you gotta fight them, you have limited ammunition, limited food. So it's sort of like, resource management type thing. And if you run out of everything, you end up dying. And as a roguelike, it's, permadeath, procedurally generated. So, the game's like different every time you play it. Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, it's a neat spin on the concept, like doing the zombie style thing. So if you're into like the zombie world or whatever, very cool. It's inspired by, I don't know, they say it's inspired by popular zombie fiction. So I think anyone who first sees it, like, you're immediately going to be like, okay, March to the Living, it's basically, spin on The Walking Dead. But, I think it really just, it's not like ripping off The Walking Dead or anything. It just pays homage to it. And anyone who sort of follows, I don't know, zombie movies, like, The Walking Dead is just a rip-off 28 Days Later. So, and I'm sure that's a rip-off of another movie or another show. So, like, I think the themes get recycled a lot in these things. But yeah, basically, like, the story, there's a lot of text in the game, so it is a little bit different in that style. It's turn-based with quite a bit of reading. So I think the first thing that popped up, it sort of gives you the backstory on it. Basically, you're this guy that's on his own when the zombie apocalypse comes in. You're divorced from your wife, and she has custody of the kid. I feel like one of the developers might be writing this script with his middle finger or something. But yeah, basically you're going after to find your kid who was taken by another person. So I don't know. I don't want to like spoil the story or anything, but if you read carefully, you'll sort of see what's going on there. Yeah, so you gotta, first you get to your kid or your wife where you think they are. Then you got to go find like your kid who's far on the other side of this state or wherever I'm not actually sure where you are in the States. I might have missed that part, but maybe they don't actually describe it. But yeah, you're just sort of like walking from screen to screen. At first, like when I first started playing, truthfully, I didn't get it. Like I didn't realize it was going to be like FTL. So I thought it was going to be like Westerado or something, which is a game where you move your character around on screens and you just walk off a screen or something, and then you're shooting, like real time basically. But yeah, it's turn-based. So once you sort of get that, like there's no point actually in walking yourself around on a screen. Like they let you do it, I guess just to make you feel good and allow you to walk around a bit. But really it is really a point and click game. So there, I just clicked on like the first sort of, I guess, mission point we were supposed to get to. I think, yeah. And every time you click on like a new point, you get this little story, the thing that comes up. Sometimes you run into zombies. Usually it gives you some option. So yeah, like shoot at the barn surrounded by zombies. Like, yeah, why not? That sounds like a great idea. I think I remember seeing that in The Walking Dead, actually. And yeah, it's sort of like random, like depending on what you choose to do, that might affect how the story develops as well. So, they put you into different scenarios, like you come across, I don't know, some guy that's lost his legs or something, and he's like, he wants you to help him, and sometimes they'll give you no options, and all you can do is walk away, or other times you might be able to like shoot him or something, or bandage him up, or, So they do a good job at kind of building up the atmosphere and stuff. It reminded me as well of another mobile game called Home. I don't know if anyone played that, but it's sort of like I think they called it like a horror, like psychological thriller type game. And basically you're just one guy who's like lost his memory and is walking through and exploring this old house and trying to figure out some murder that went on. So yeah, like I think once you kind of get into the story and get into the script, it's got a good atmosphere that it creates. It's definitely a change of pace, you know, from your regular game though. And I don't play a ton of turn-based or like even story-driven games, so you know, like the Telltale games and that sort of thing. So yeah, it was a nice change though, for sure. And like the graphics, you know, the pixel graphics, it's kind of a throwback to the old Sierra days. So anyone who played like King's Quest, Space Quest, Police Quest, you sort of get that feel a little bit. I mean, those games, those weren't turn-based, but they were like typing, so you know, sort of similar flow, I think, to the game. But yeah, you can pick up group members. So I found this woman who sounded like she killed a whole bunch of people in a barn or something. Like she was like her in the middle, surrounded by 6 people. So yeah, it sounded like a little creepy. But so far she's been great shot. Has no problem killing things. So I think, you know, she'll be a good team member. But yeah, you can get a group of up to 6 people. And of course the goal is, you know, to get the 6 people. I think you get to the 6 people to your kid, and then I don't know if that's the actual end or if you might have to work your way all the way back. I have a feeling that's what actually happens. So yeah, it's a little bit, you know, there's a good length to the game, and it definitely seems challenging. This is my second time sort of trying it. The first time, I think I got infected like on my 3rd trip or something, and then I just slowly died. So that was depressing. This is like this map here. This is the first of 3 maps. So you got to make your way across 3 of those maps and then possibly back again. I don't know. So yeah, it's definitely got a good, like, for gameplay time, it's a good length. Like I think to get across the first map, I think it took me about 40 some minutes, maybe 30-40 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark maybe. So yeah, it was kind of cool. This is like one of those scenarios you come across a group and it makes you choose like what to do. Like, you know, there's a group of people fighting, one guy's unarmed, one's armed, like who do you side with? I just didn't want to lose at this point, so, and I'm low on ammunition, so I figured, all right, side with the armed people. don't be wasting any bullets. No need to piss people off that have guns, right? And then yeah, every time you like have these encounters, you get to pick up loot. You only have 6 item slots per character, so you know you got to be careful on what you hold on to. You usually drop a lot of stuff. There's a few city centers along the way, and when you go to a city center, you get to scavenge, and the scavenging is like based on percentages. So if you scavenge for like a short amount of time, then there's a less chance that you're gonna get in a fight with zombies. The longer you scavenge, the more chance you'll fight zombies, but I guess the more loot you'll get. So it's all sort of a balance. This is like the fighting, how it works. It's turn-based, so you click whether you want like a anywhere on the body shot or I guess a torso shot, and then your gun sort of loads up, and every time it's loaded full, it shoots. So, you know, you can have just one person shooting the other person. Sometimes they'll actually they'll have a zombie come in like right from behind you or something, and you have no time. So, and you gotta, you know, shoot it immediately. So there, even though it's turn-based, there's still a little like you gotta act quick, I guess. I think you can still always probably smash spacebar and pause it, but it does like keep you on your toes a little. You definitely come across huge hordes too, and you gotta run away. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's got a cool little style to it for sure. I think when I first started playing, it took me a little bit to get into it, but then yeah, once I sort of got into the story a little, it just, you know, I got kind of hooked on it. I kept going, and yeah, I think anyone who likes sort of FTL definitely like the style. If you like the graphics or whatever, it's fun. Zombie stuff, cool. So yeah, overall it's pretty solid. I don't know, pretty solid game, worth checking out. And yeah, kill those zombies. See, she's got a pretty good shot. You get some good like revolvers, shotguns, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, check it out. March of the Living just came out April 20th, so brand new on Steam. SLVRDLLR.